Talk to me about the political connections. I know Adam Schiff is deep in this, Gavin Newsom,
yeah,
Mitch McConnell.
Yeah, they all have various ties to Chinese entities or networks that I think are problematic and prevent them from talking about these issues. Gavin Newsom, governor of California, will not call out China on fentanyl. He went there on a trip. He said, I raised fentanyl, but there was no finger pointing because we can't have finger pointing with the Chinese.
It's your presses, your money, your people, your ingredients.
Exactly right. But otherwise, they're totally uninvolved.
Right.
So he won't finger point. Well, what is his history? His history is a long association with Chinese organized crime figures. And I don't say that loosely. When he was mayor of San Francisco, he appointed as the head of Chinatown Economic Development a guy who is a dragonhead, that is a mafia leader in Chinese organized crime. His name was Alan Leung. He became friends with another dragonhead, a guy who went by the name Shrimp Boy. I mean, the name alone, you'd wonder, why is this guy calling himself Shrimp Boy? He was also a dragonhead in organized crime. Gavin Newsom gave money from taxpayer money from San Francisco to this guy's nonprofit until people in the Chinese community says, you can't do this. Why
this is the Godfather just in San Francisco with the Chinese instead of the Italians.
Well, yeah, exactly. And you know, he had on his transition team yet another guy who was involved with Chinese organized crime who went to jail on a murder for hire plot.
Oh my gosh.
These are all organized criminals involved in the drug trade. When he was mayor of San Francisco, Glenn, he also set up something called China SF to bring China investment dollars to San Francisco. Gavin Newsom signed his name. He picked a partner in China whose name is Vincent Lo. Vincent Lo was already publicly known to be associated with Chinese organized crime, and yet that's who he picked to partner with him. And lo and behold, some of the early businesses that came and invested in San Francisco through this scheme were tied to Chinese organized crime. So does Gavin Newsom really want to have a conversation about this? No, he doesn't. Adam Schiff. Adam Schiff has received money from guys that are now international fugitives who were involved in money laundering for Chinese organized crime. He never talks about this. The fentanyl deaths in his district have gone up 1,200% from 2016 to the present. He will not call out China on the fentanyl trade, and I believe it's because of these embarrassing ties that he has to these networks.
So, Peter, you and I are both, you might actually be a historian, but I'm not. I'm just a history lover. This is different than the corruption that I have seen in the past.
Yeah.
This corruption leads to the destruction and the death, literal death of Americans.
Yeah.
This is, Hollywood did the same thing with the Germans. The Germans had the next biggest cinema group. It was the United States, and then the next group of people that went to the movies like us was Germany. And Germany and the Nazis poured money into Hollywood. They've done that before. But this from our politicians, getting in bed with these people and then turning a blind eye to this is more than criminal.
Yeah.
Do you agree?
Yeah.
I mean, is there anything in history that compares to this?
No, there's not. There's not. And, it's easy to say, oh, well, they're doing it for the money. But, really, for most people, I think you couldn't pay them enough money to engage in this kind of behavior. And yet that's exactly what is going on. And it's a problem on both sides of the aisle. Mitch McConnell, we've talked about Mitch McConnell before, but Mitch McConnell, his wife Elaine Chao, she's involved with the Foremost Shipping Group. The Chinese government has made that shipping group enormously successful. They buy their ships for them. They finance the construction of those ships. They provide crews for those ships.
Gosh.
And they give them contracts. And so they've made this business very, very successful. So if Mitch McConnell were to stand up in the U.S. Senate and say something critical of the Chinese or actually do something that damages China, they could destroy the family shipping business overnight. And so he's just simply not going to do it.